Effective communication between school and Hispanic families. How connected are non-English speaking parents to school? This question is hard to answer. However, it is important because parents can participate actively in their kids' academic processes when there's appropriate communication between school and home. As Gadi 2020 mentioned in her study, the primary focus still is on English language learners who speak Spanish and who are believed to have difficulties, to be at risk at school. The gap remains and the parental involvement continues to be a challenge. 63.7 million. That is the Hispanic population of the United States as of July 1st, 2022, making it the nation's largest racial or ethnic minority. This is huge, and that's why we need to actively engage parents to school. Hispanic families and Hispanic students are a big percentage of the population. There are many reasons why Hispanic families might not be involved in their school processes. In one of the studies used for this video, 3 points were majorly focused. The first one is failure of school to send correspondence. The second one is parents' language proficiency. And the third one is reluctance of parents to question authority. Usually, school sends correspondence in English, which can be very limited for many of families where English is not the first language. Parents' language proficiency continues to be one of the factors that inhibit parents to communicate to school. They are not confident and they rarely have people at schools that can help them communicate. Hispanic parents also have different visions of authority and respect teachers in a different manner than Americans might. So these 3 things were really important. They're not the only ones, but these are very important reasons why they might not be involved. Even though this study was made in 2008, similar reasons are found across the different references used for this video. So once we have this background, our focus is how can we communicate effectively with Hispanic families. And 4 points are really important. The first one is schools should strive to have bilingual support staff. This will allow families to feel more comfortable. Technology-based connection was also across many different references, and the use of technology is facilitating communication in their native language, and it's helping families to feel more engaged, more connected. Also, when parents are involved in planning or events at school or events within the classroom, they get empowered and they feel more confident to address other issues. Another study that is very important and that was mentioned was the use of inquiry. How can we know what parents and students need if we don't ask? So actively communicating and inquiring what their needs and what their perceptions are might help the communication between school and school and home, and the engagement of parents in academic processes. Why is it important to make parents connected to school? Parental involvement is correlated with improvement in student achievement across multiple measures, including learning outcomes, attendance, pass-fail ratios, and graduation rates, as well as behavior at home and at school. So, communication between school and home can universally impact students' advance, students' growth, students' attendance. So all these factors make really important that schools help parents be connected and helps kids feel more welcome and feel more confident at school. We all see the world in a different way. Important points about communication with schools and families that are non-English speaker is that we tend to make a lot of assumptions, and we tend to think that all Hispanic students or all Hispanic families see the world in the same way. And even though they share a language, the cultural differences between countries are very important. Again, inquiry, getting to know families, getting to know your students, it's an excellent way to start effective communication. Parents want to participate. Parents want to be involved. Their perceptions of involvement and engagement might be different, but through inquiry, through the use of technology, through the use of effective communication skills, parents will be more confident and will participate more in their kids' processes. Parental advocacy requires interpersonal skills that depend on shared ways of talking about things, such as who speaks, when they speak, and whose ideas are considered most valid, which can be difficult to ascertain for cultural different parents. This statement is really powerful because, for instance, in this study, they mentioned IEPs. IEPs promote advocacy from parents, but the parents that cannot advocate for their students are parents that have a middle class performance academically. They have more access to education. They have more access to ways to help their students. Well, this might not be the case for all the families. In this case, particularly Hispanic families might have other limitations. So their advocacy becomes less and less because they can really not advocate for their kids. They cannot give them the support that the IEP requires. This was a great example in this study. And it also connects to our previous information on where we said we all see the world in a different way. So really getting to know where your students are, where their families are, what their backgrounds are, and how they can actually help is vital in engaging parents, in communicating with parents, and making them part of the school processes, making them part of their kids' academic processes. So after reading different sources, the results can be summarized in 3 big ideas. Hispanic families have different perceptions of involvement. What we expect from Hispanic families might be completely different. They might think they're doing things right based on their perceptions. So through the use of inquiry, we can help find common grounds and make families more engaged in school processes, in their kids' academic processes. Schools should implement strategies to reach Hispanic families in their language. This was across references one of the things that mostly inhibit parents to communicate with school. When they feel that there's nobody that can help that can help in their language, that can help them connect with the school, they will stay away. They will not engage as much. So schools should implement strategies to reach Hispanic families in their language, whether it's technology-based tools or whether it is staff that can communicate. And then lastly, the use of technology might be an effective way to engage Hispanic families. Technology offers tools that can translate, and there are different ways that technology can help reach families. So when schools implement the use of technology strategies, engagement tend to increase. This was shown in different studies across references. And it's a very important idea when we try to connect more families to schools.